Imagine being arrested, giving police a different name, and being treated like a first-time offender, even though you had already been arrested in three other cities. Before fingerprints, there was no national database or instant way to connect one arrest to another. Change your name, grow a beard, move to a new city, and the law could see you as someone else. So how did police know it was the same criminal? For most of history, they often didn't. Police records were local. One city might describe a suspect as medium height, dark hair, brown eyes, scar on left cheek. But thousands of men could fit that description. Hair could be cut, beards grown, scars hidden, and a false name was easy to invent. Unless someone recognized him, police had little proof of an earlier arrest. Their first tool was memory. Detectives learned familiar faces and visited prisons, courts, railway stations, and taverns looking for repeat offenders. Some departments built rogues galleries filled with criminal portraits. Photography seemed like a breakthrough because a face could be preserved, but early police photographs were inconsistent. One suspect stood, another sat, another wore a hat, and another looked away. Different lighting and angles could make the same person look different, and there was no search engine. A clerk had to inspect hundreds of images by hand. If the correct photo was stored in another city, it might never be found. Then Paris police clerk Alphonse Bertillon proposed a more scientific system. Bertillon believed names and appearances could change, but body measurements were harder to fake. Police measured height, head length, foot length, forearm, fingers, and other body parts. They recorded scars and tattoos and took standardized photographs from the front and side. This system, known as Bertillonage, created the familiar front and profile mugshot. One measurement was not unique, but a combination of many might identify one person. A suspect using a false name could be measured and compared with older cards. For a time, it worked, but the system depended on human accuracy. Officers had to position every instrument correctly, read every number correctly, and file every card in the right category. A small mistake could hide the match. Then came a case that exposed the weakness. In 1903, a prisoner named Will West arrived at Leavenworth Penitentiary. His measurements closely matched an existing prisoner named William West. Their photographs looked remarkably similar, but they were not the same man. Their fingerprints were different. Fingerprints offered something measurements could not. Finger ridge patterns remain stable throughout life, and their tiny endings and branches create detailed patterns that can be compared. Police still needed a way to organize thousands of prints. Classification systems grouped them into loops, arches, and whorls, then compared smaller details inside each group. In 1892, a fingerprint recovered in Argentina was used to identify a suspect in an early major case. Scotland Yard opened a fingerprint bureau in 1901. Leavenworth began fingerprinting prisoners in 1904. It was not instant. Prints were made with ink, cards were classified and searched by trained clerks, but now a man could change his name, clothes, hair, and city, and still be connected to his past. In 1924, the FBI combined hundreds of thousands of fingerprint records into one national collection. Later, computers made searching faster, and modern systems added facial images, palm prints, and other biometric data. Before fingerprints, police relied on memory, witnesses, descriptions, scars, photographs, and body measurements. Every method helped, but every method could fail. Fingerprints did not make identification perfect, but they gave police a repeatable way to connect a person to an older record, even when the name had changed. A name is something you can invent. A document is something you can replace. But a fingerprint is part of the person standing in front of you, and once governments connected bodies with permanent records, identity became much harder to escape.